Welcome to Eldora in Rossburg, Ohio, site of tonight's Goons Dirt Late Model Race. We've got 19 cars out here for you, so pretty solid field. Going to do battle here. They've already done their random draw qualifying, and they are all set to roll here on their first of 2 pace laps. We're going to have to blitz through the starting lineup with such a large field, so that's fun. Trying to get a better view for you, but the rear chase is all piled up. Now that they're rolling, though, it should be a lot better. There we go. That'll work. Your pole sitter for feature number 1, it will be Scott Elston. Remember, we run 2 features here, so stick around after feature 1. We'll have a second race for you afterwards. Elston on pole in the Subway car. Garrett Wolfenbarger Shenandoah Shine Chevy starts in second. Nathan Lafayette in the Penguin car in third. Brad Wilson Shine Corvette in fourth. Cliff Mullen says the Curly's GTO in fifth. Ethan Evers, the GHR car, starts in 6th. Harry Grindel's Kamikaze Alpine in 7th. Miles Jansen has his EPI Chevy in the 8th spot. Ashton Tackwell in the number 25 starts in 9th. Gatlin Downey in the 05 in 10th. Ryan File Shenandoah Shine car 11th. Hayden Lowell, the Napa car in 12th. Then you have Noah McGilliard in the Red Bull car in 13th. Jeremy Clapper Noah, the Icon Sports 99 starts 14th. Kenny Frisbee Goons car 15th. New paint scheme for him. You have Blake Giglio, the number 16, starts in 16th. Brad Patton, the Goons machine in 17th. Lucas Weitzma, 712 Brakes car, had an EOL for finishing top 3 last week anyway, but he'll be back in 19th. And Damon Nagel back, well, he's actually now 19th with all the EOLs there and getting all switched around. But that is our 19 car starting grid for you here tonight. Thanks once again to the Goons for sponsoring our starting lineups in all of our seasons. There goes the pace truck. Scott Elston, Garrett Wolfenbarger going to lead him to the green flag here. We are underway. 35 laps in feature number 1. Then we'll add 10 laps and invert the whole field for feature 2. Scott Elston with the random draw qualifying pole. Trying to hang on and get 1 lap led. Garrett Wolfenbarger trying to take it away into 32. And here come the Shine Boys is 51. Wolfenbarger is the 32 and the 51 of Wilson just behind him. Oh, Wilson got put up and into the wall and the Corvette bounces off of it, keeps the car going. These cars are rather fragile. They can lose that right front pretty quickly. But Scott Elston does get himself a lap led. Wolfenbarger trying to follow through and take second away as Lafayette running the bottom there in the 00. Making it work here early on as the track starts to wear out, though. I believe that bottom will start to go away and everybody will be running pretty much near the top. Nice wide racetrack, so different lines everyone can run. Lafayette making that bottom work out well, trying to take the lead away from Scott Elston. And the Penguin gets his 00 out front. I believe he'll have this lap led if he can keep up this momentum on the inside. And there you go. Nathan Lafayette, your new leader. Ashton Tackwell trying to take away second on an inside line as the inside's starting to be the line to move here. Tackwell takes over second, now moves up in front of Elston. Lap number 5, Brad Patton and Scott Elston make a little contact, puts Elston into the outside wall. He drops back quickly. Miles Jansen, the number 9, duct taped onto this car. It looks like it's a black and white 71, but he has duct taped a 9 on there over the 71. That is the car in the 3rd spot. Brad Patton running low line in the 7. Working on Miles for that spot. This time Tackwell goes up and takes the line away from Miles Jansen. Patton making the inside work, gets alongside Tackwell. He's completed the pass on Jansen, now works on the 25. Green since the drop's been a nice surprise. And Brad Patton will take over second. Able to get by Jansen, pin Jansen behind Tackwell. Now everyone's down to the bottom as Lafayette sees that bottom working once again. Of course, that's how Lafayette got the lead in the first place. Jansen putting the pressure on for second now on Brad Patton. Now you got the 05 Gatlin Downey on the inside. He's got right front damage. Hopefully he stays rolling, doesn't bring out the caution. Blake Giglio getting in there on Miles. 16 cars made his way up into the top 5. He's been watching this battle for the lead. Blake Giglio's been making his way to the front. M9 Performance Chevrolet has been moving through the field if he's already up to that 5th spot. Brad Patton trying to take the lead away from the 00. Gets a little bit of contact on corner entry, pushes that Penguin car up a little bit, and Brad Patton becomes your leader as there's contact between Jansen and Lafayette. Lafayette just feels a little bullied right now. First and second both getting by him, pushing him up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes Blake Giglio. They're going to go 3 wide with Ashton Tackwell. Blake the meat in that sandwich. Penguin all the way at the top. A little bit of contact again. Nathan Lafayette getting beat up there. Everybody making contact with that 00. Here comes Hayden Lowell up in the 6th spot, trying to pass Lafayette as well, but we stay with Tackwell and Giglio. Top 2 getting away a little bit. Brad Patton, your leader. Miles Jansen in second. Blake Iglio now in third. Tackwell fourth. Lafayette still in fifth. Hayden Wall, Kenny Frisbee, Ryan File, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Those two are teammates. So we got Hayden and Lafayette trading that fifth spot. Hayden throws it there on the inside. Lafayette's going to cut it back inside, but not going to have the momentum to get back in there. Hayden will take over that spot officially. It's like Kenny Frisbee will need the next one and try and take the spot away from Nathan Lafayette. Run back further through the field a little bit. Lafayette is in that sixth spot now. Kenny Frisbee in seventh spot. Avid saying Jansen's a bully. I think everyone's tagged the 00, not just Jansen. Patton got a piece of him. Giglio got a piece of him. Blake now around the middle. Not quite the high line, but a little bit up off the bottom. Goes around Miles Jansen on the outside. Move Blake up into second. Trying to track down Brad Patton here. Just about halfway through this first feature. Blake Iglio starting to find that middle line. Brad Patton sees him in the mirror and he's trying to figure out what Blake's up to. This time Patton a little bit lower. Blake's going to get to his outside and Blake will have momentum. Blake leads that lap as we are right at halfway. And Blake Iglio to the lead ahead of Brad Patton. Brad now all the way to the top. Miles Jansen going to dig at the bottom. And we have our first caution. It's like Lafayette's gone around. Oh my gosh, there's a pile of cars. I think Ryan File, Brad Wilson might have been in there. Oh, it is a pileup. Kenny Frisbee goes across the nose of the 81. Then tags the 00. 00 goes around. Kenny gets in there. The 81 gets in there. Lucas is piled up in there. 51 of Brad Wilson. We had 5 different cars collected in that. Kind of started with Kenny Frisbee going across the nose of everybody. I want to throw my teammate under the bus, but as a broadcaster, you got to call it what it is. Kenny goes up the track. Netcode gets in there, of course. And then all kind of hell breaks loose. Wild. Kenny's going to come down and take his fast repair. Seems a couple others already have up ahead. Excuse me. Random coughing fit in the middle of my talking. Lucas came down, took his repair and back out in the 97. See who else we had take a repair. Obviously we saw Frisbee come down. Ryan File just picked up his. Brad Wilson just picked up his. Gatlin Downey 7 laps ago had to take his under green, so now he's 3 laps down. Cliff Mullins out there 4 laps down. Gary Grandel still sits on the pit lane. He is 13 laps down and counting. Don't go further down laps under caution because we don't count the caution laps. The field's going to file back up 2 by 2. Blake Iglio will be your control car in the 16. Brad Patton sits in second. Blake able to wrestle that lead away. Miles Jansen now in third. Ashton Sackwell fourth. Hayden Law fifth. Garrett Wolfenbarger sixth. David Nagel seventh. Clapper Newell eighth. Ethan Evers ninth. And Scott Elston your top 10. Getting set for the restart here in the Goons Dirt Late Model Series. And there goes Blake Iglio jumping out in front of Brad Patton. They're going to storm off into turn number 1. Try to get about 4 wide there. Hayden really making that inside work. Putting the pressure on Miles Jansen. I believe those two had a bit of a beef last time Jansen raced. Hayden not afraid to lean on him again. Jumps up into that 3rd spot. Gets by Miles Jansen. Ashton Sackwell trying to run the top. I think Miles would like to get back to that Napa car, but knows he would take other people with him. Brad Wilson back up into the top 10 after that contact and pile up. David Nagel battling Clapper Newell in the Icon machine. Blake holding him off right now at the front. We got someone in the wall. That looks like Miles Jansen's broke a right front, and the right front is toast on that number 9 car, and it takes Cliff Mullins with them. And we stay green. Thought for sure that would bring out a caution. I think Cliff is taking the toe, so he doesn't bring out a caution. Back up the front, we're getting bullied. Blake Iglio bouncing off of people, and it looks like the 25 Tackwell's broken a right front on the Cannon car, and that car is heavily damaged. He's trying to stay out of the way. Oh my gosh. How did he not get run over? Now he stopped on track, and that'll be a yellow. Couldn't make the pit entrance, unfortunately, brought out a yellow. Let's go back and see how Blake lost the lead. There's a lot going on there. Out front here, gets up to the wall, bounces off of it. Brad Patton's trying to slide it. They make contact, and that is where Blake lost the lead and actually falls to 3rd, but it's also where Tackwell loses the right front. Oh, it's unfortunate. Now Hayden at the front of the field in the Napa car. Not sure if Brad Patton was able to get back by, but it doesn't look like it. There you go. Hayden is your race leader. Didn't see that coming. Brad Patton, Blake Giglio, your top three. Garrett Wolfenbarger, fourth. Damon Nagel into the top five. Really sucked for Ashton Tackwell. Tackwell had a really good race going. Unfortunately, the right front, very fragile in these cars, and he ends up on the pit lane. Kenny Frisbee's down there in the 11. A bunch of cars have fallen by the wayside here. 12 still in the lead lap. Looks like Miles was able to come down and get the car fixed back up, but now he's trapped a lap down. And there are no wave arounds because caution laps don't count, so even if you get waved around, nothing happens. Cliff said he had to poop anyway. Jesus, Cliff. 37 report. Didn't want to make the seat in the race car brown, so he pulled it over, and nobody on the pit crew wanted to go fast, so the car just sits there in the pit lane. This is a series you will gladly watch Hayden take a win. There you go. Lights out on our pace truck, and we're doubled up. See where Mr. Brad Patton decides to try and keep up with the restart here. Control car is the Napa car on the outside. We're double filed because there's still more than 10 to go. Pace truck's off. Here we go. Hayden Lowell gets a jump. Leaves Brad Patton trying to defend as he's in the middle of 3 wide already. Blake Giglio to his inside. Brad's going to throw it up through the middle here, try to find some grip. Up on the outside, Wolfenbarger's going to keep it powered up. Wolfenbarger's going to power around him. Blake Giglio is going to get through on the inside. Now Blake's in the middle of the sandwich as Patton gets to the inside. Hayden's loving all the racing behind him because it means they're not battling him. Wolfenbarger gets clear. Now has Hayden Lowell to try and track down as they're running it right on the wall. Giglio's running it down here through the middle. Blake just can't find a way by as the track's starting to get slicked off and the line is all the way at the wall. You got to find some kind of speed elsewhere, and right now there's just nowhere else to run. Blake's going to send it to the bottom down there. Still not giving up. Gets alongside the 32 of Wolfenbarger. Slight contact there as they enter the corner. Blake keeping it right around that wall. He's going to try to slide it up in front of the 32. Will the 32 make contact? Nope. Jumps back to the inside of him. Blake completes the slider. Wolfenbarger falls to third. Blake putting on a great move there. Wolfenbarger not taking him out. A battle on for the lead. These two have a history at this racetrack in the recruiting race during the offseason. Hayden beat Blake here and called Blake washed and all kinds of things for a solid month. Here we are back at the same track, same two are at the front of the field. Hayden Law and Blake Giglio. We'll see if Hayden pays for all those washed comments as Blake putting on the pressure, trying to find a way past Hayden with 5 to go. So far the Napa car able to hold on. I'm sure Blake trying to figure out where to throw this slider and be able to clear him. Right there on the edge. This time kind of follows them in there. Trying to get a run out of 2. See if you can get clear. Not quite. Oh, they make contact on the front stretch. Both drivers save it. It's actually a really good job not to crash by both of our leaders. Hayden hangs on to it. And we get our third caution right in the middle of this fantastic race. That is unfortunate. We were having a ton of fun at the front of the field. Looks like Ryan Files ended up on the pit lane. Let's see if it was the 81 that brings this out. Car seems to have broken a right front. Pulls it up to the wall. Let's see if he stops on track or not. And he does. And that brings out the caution. Can't stop on the track or it will bring out the caution. Unfortunate timing there. We had a fantastic battle going for the lead there. And the Cheyenne car pulling off brings out the caution. Now they're going to line up single file because it's within 10 to go. Hopefully they can get a race going here in the final 2 laps. I am very disappointed when that caution came out. We were having so much fun. See if we can get a chat with Hayden. Well, I'm really sad that caution came out because y'all were having a great time. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I'm sad the caution came out. Y'all were having a great show there, and then someone had to go and ruin it. But we had 2 laps to try and hold off Blake Giglio. Do you feel better about it now that he has to be behind you instead of beside you?
No. No, I do not. Absolutely not. However, if I win this race, Blake is never living it down.
Yeah, I was going to say, you called him washed all those times. You think he'll be kind of desperate to get by you now?
Yes.
All right, good luck.
I need it. Thank you.
Well, I'm surprised he actually is more concerned with Blake behind him instead of beside him. Figured it'd be the other way around. Get set for the single file restart. Pace Truck's going to make that hard left, and here we go. Hayden gets on the loud pedal. Blake's going to try to run him down. 2-lap shootout. And Blake Giglio find the speed in the 16. He's going to wrap the bottom in 1 and 2. Hayden is gone. I don't think he has to worry very much. That caution came out at a horrible time for us race fans. 1 lap to go. White flag in the air for Hayden Wall at the front of the field. Garrett Wolfenbarger sits in 3rd right now. Brad Patt and Damon Nagel, your top 5. But we stay with this lead battle. And it looks like Hayden's going to have all the bragging rights as Blake throws it in there right behind him. I think Blake wanted to throw a slider, but Hayden went to the bottom. He couldn't. Hayden gets the win over Blake Giglio in Feature 1. Garrett Wolfenbarger is 3rd. Brad Patt in 4th. Damon Nagel, Clapper Duel, Hoytsma, Elston. Oh my gosh. Lucas going for a ride there off of Ethan. We get Lowell, Giglio, and Wolfenbarger to the waiting room. We'll go ahead and grab Hayden. Well, you held him off, but you got another race to go. How do you feel about feature number 2 after the win?
I think we can maybe get back up for a top 3. That'll be pretty cool. But Blake is never living this down. I beat a former pro dirt driver at Eldora. Again. This is the. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot.
But it's cool that it happened twice.
All right, man. Hit me with the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for your victory here in feature number 1.
Yeah. Arc Music, Madigan Motorsports, Napa. Oh, I'm already all sorts of out of sorts. Oh crap! I did it out of order. Okay. Napa Auto Parts, Arc Music, C2X, Madigan Motorsports, Low Drag Esports, as always. You Swiss for putting on the broadcast. Wanted Goons for sponsoring our Dirt Late Model series. All the admins for the Dirt Late Model series, and all the admins that make our 8 different leagues on 6 different days of the week go on, and all the partners that help with those. Good
enough. All right, man. Congrats on the win, and we'll see if you can't pull off a double feature win. You haven't done one of those yet, have you?
I have not, but I'm not going to.
Not going to, huh?
No, there's no way that I can go past Blake in a second feature. He's learned at this point, and I don't think it's happening again.
All right, well, jinxing yourself the reverse jinx. We'll see if it pulls off and you get the double feature win. Good luck.
I'm not going to. Thank you.
Good times. All right, let's pull in Blake and see what Blake's side of the story is. Blake Giglio finishing P2 in feature number 1. How are you?
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm worried that we're going to have to deal with a whole another couple of months of Hayden saying you're washed every day. You got to fix this.
Got a little lucky. Did get a little lucky.
Looked like the track kind of got single groove at the worst possible time for you.
It did. It's okay though. He can, take it. I mean, he only wins at Eldora, so that's fine. I'll win everywhere else if he wins at Eldora. That's a good deal for me.
What happens if he passes you in feature 2?
He's good here. I mean, I got into it with Brad a little bit there, which, kind of lost my track position a little bit. But I think that, he deserved it. Hopefully we can, at least get one here in feature 2.
10-4. We got the strong second place run there in feature number 1. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, you for broadcasting, CC Racing, Eldora Esports, everyone that's on this thing. Want to go into sponsoring the series, and hopefully we can get this one here in feature 2.
10-4. Good luck to you. All right, who finished 3rd? It was Wolfenbarger. Look, he's waiting up in there in the waiting room for me. Garrett DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, sir, first of all, I apologize on behalf of Kenny Frisbee for your new name becoming Wolfenbarger.
People make a mistake, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's just Kenny Frisbee decided your name was Wolfenbarger, and I can't unhear it now, and it's driving me nuts.
No, yeah, please. I try to keep people away from saying it, but they still do. It's okay. I forgive you, and Kenny, I guess.
It's all Kenny's fault. It's okay. Anyway, congrats on the strong P3 run there. Made your way up into the battle there late, and, well, I don't know. What'd you maybe need for the end there? The track kind of seemed to get one groove, and you got kind of stuck in the top.
yeah, at the beginning, I'm like, Ryan, what lane is it? He's like, it's bottom. I'm like, all right. And then here comes Bradley, like trying to pass me on the top. I'm like, he's ripping up there. So I'm like, I gotta go up there. Everyone else followed, and just was kind of scared of 1 and 2. I feel like I'm gonna hit the wall every time I go through there, so it's a little sketchy. I had, I don't know if you know, but I got into the race with gridding with like 30 seconds left. I was rushing home to make it.
It was very close.
Zero practice laps, so we were just in here, just winging it, and we got a P3. So
just winging it the shiny way.
Pretty happy with how I finished there. So hopefully we could. So we're starting 17th for the second race, so we're probably gonna die, but it's all right.
Yeah, deep in the field, but we'll see how it works out for you. Hopefully you can get back up there and put on a show.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you. Got the friends, family sponsor shout-outs for your P3?
Shenandoah Shine, Bradley and Ryan for doing this with me and getting me to do it. Brantley for making my paint real quick last night to get me out here, and you for broadcasting, and whoever, I don't know, I'm not sure who runs this league, by the way.
Scott and Damon.
All right, thank him for running this thing, and you for broadcasting and running the whole SRL thing, and it's been fun so far, so hopefully we don't die in this feature.
10-4. Good luck in feature 2, and we'll see if you're on the other side still living.
Yep, thanks.
Garrett Berger in the 32. Give us a quick chat. That was our top 3 from feature 1. We're going to invert all 19 positions in the field and turn them loose for an second feature here. We add 10 laps to try and let those guys get back to the front from the back. We award full points both races. Like Giglio fastest in the warm-up has to concern Hayden a little bit. Starts in front of Hayden by 1 position. They're going to have to come through the traffic, and it is going to be crazy. They usually get kind of desperate. And it can be kind of spicy to watch the fast guys try to get through the field. We get to be rewarded, though. It entertains us. That's the main thing, right? Put on the entertainment. Let the field get their cars out on track and get gridded up for feature number 2. 45 laps. It shows 25. Now I'm confused. Only it's 35 and 45, but I see 25 on the board right now. Interesting. Okay, that's his 45. It's just my ATVO being weird. Good. I was panicking for a moment there. Harry Grindell, after falling out early in feature number 1, gets the pole here in feature number 2. Cliff Mullins will be right alongside. That'll be fun. And our winner from last race, all the way back here in 19th, Aiden Null, Blake Giglio 18th, Garrett Wolfenbarger will be 17th. They'll be deep in the field, trying to come back up through. Should be one hell of a show. Wait for the pace truck to start rolling so we can switch to our reverse cams and actually give you a starting lineup where you can see the cars, because right now you just see the tailgate of the trucks, and not very fun. You get about 60 seconds to grid, which should be done right about meow. And there we go, switches over to state, and they'll start rolling here momentarily. Get our reverse cams already. Come on, Chuck. Do your rolling thing. There we go. Your pole sitter on the Goons starting lineup for feature number 2. Going to be Harry Grindell in the Kamikaze Motorsport Alpine. Cliff Mullins, Curly Guns and More GTO starts in 2nd. Kenny Frisbee in the Goons car starts in 3rd. Brad Wilson, Shenandoah Shine Corvette in 4th. Nathan Lafayette, the Penguin car in 5th. Gatlin Downey appears to be starting from the pits. Not a good call. Usually end up a lap down and never can get that back. He's gone to the pit lane. Ryan Files starts in 7th. Ethan Evers in 8th. Miles Jansen in 9th. And Noah McGilliard in 10th. Ashton Sackwell 11th. Scott Elson 12th. Lucas Hoytsma in 13th. Jeremy Clapper Newell 14th. Damon Nagel in 15th. Brad Patton 16th. Garrett Wolfenbarger finished 3rd, so he's back in 17th. Blake Giglio from 2nd to 18th. And Hayden Lowell from the win to 19th. We'll see if they can make their way back through the field. 45 laps to get it done. The lights have come on. The sun has set here in Rossburg, Ohio. Thanks once again to the Goons for sponsoring our starting lineups. Should be getting this pace truck out of our way momentarily, and we'll have 45 laps of Eldora Pro Dirt Late Model action. There goes the pace truck. It's going to be Grindell and Mullins to the start-finish line, leading our field. Green is out. Here we go. Oh my gosh, the lap counter doing crazy things. There you go. Harry Grindell trying to hold off Kenny Frisbee. Kenny all the way at the bottom digging. He saw how it took off in the first feature. He started right down there in the second feature. And Kenny Frisbee going to charge to the lead. Ryan File bouncing off of Cliff Mullins and into the outside wall. We have a crash on the front stretch going into turn number 1. Can't believe it's still green. Cliff Mullins is absolutely destroyed and stopped against the wall, but we're still green. There's the caution. I think the Gatlin Downey car went by the broken Cliff Mullins car. Jeez, what happens? 81 Ryan File. Cliff gets a little out of shape, gets down into the 81, then turns back up into the outside wall. And I think that was a bit of Cliff Mullins not realizing how far away the wall was and not having a lot of time in the dirt car. Ryan File was a little trusting of him. They made contact. Cliff ends up paying the price there. As we mentioned, Gatlin Downey did go a lap down starting from the pits, and now is trapped a lap down for the whole race. That is why starting from the pits is never a good idea. He is between the leader and the pace truck, so we'll see what that does. We got cars stopping for some reason. I don't know what's happening. I wonder if they're waiting for the pace car to come through.
Come on, guys. Yeah, let the pace car by.
There we go. Cliff is not a dirt guy. I mean, that's very true for a lot of people. I'm not a dirt guy. Dirt is hard. Dirt is very, very hard. How we doing, Daniel? Good to see you. Kenny fucking Designs needs to quit sandbagging race 1 to start up front in race 2.
You were up high and I just seen you and I'm like, well,
There's the pace truck. Dirt is fun. It's hard, but it's fun.
Can we get a booth POV? Did I come up into him or did he come down into me?
I mean, that's for you guys to decide.
A single file?
Consecutive caution, single file.
Yep. Consecutive caution, single file. Kenny Frisbee gets to get a
That is correct. We did not.
lot of
finish
TV
1-1.
time. He just painted this car right before the race. He was super proud of it. We chatted with him in practice about it. Kenny Frisbee going to lead him back to the green here. So he was able to get the lead there on that one lap we ran. Green back out in the air. Frisbee gets the jump on Ryan File. Then Harry Grindell. I almost called him Henry. I don't know why. Brad Wilson going to slide it in there in the 51. Try to throw it up in front of Grindell, and he will get it clear. Miles Jansen trying to get in there. Number 9 car was up towards the front most of that race. Has the duct tape 9 on that thing, promise you. We had to look really close to see it. But he has duct taped a 9 onto the door of this car to make it a 9 car tonight. Watching this battle for second between File and Jansen. Jansen making that bottom work, just inching along. Now has the 81 clear. We'll see if he clears up or stays bottom. I think Ryan File is going to drop down there with him, try to make that bottom work while it's good. And I'm sure we'll end up with a top track here before long with everybody down there now at the bottom. Checking a Lucas up into the top 5. Number 97 car. And then you have Harry Grindell and Blake Giglio battling for 6th. Blake in the 16, Harry in the 70. Alpine versus Chevrolet. See some damage to the right front of that Alpine. Looks like Brad Wilson all the way up to the top. It's actually Lucas all the way up to the top in the 97. Ticker tricked me on who was who. Kenny Frisbee just leading right now by almost a full second over Miles Jansen. Ryan File, Brad Wilson, Lucas Weitzman, top 5. Then you have Blake, Grindell, Lowell, Tackwell, and Patton. So Lowell's made his way up to 8th already in the Napa car. Making good progress on the inside line. You have Garrett Wolfenbarger trying to put a move on Brad Patton to get into the top 10. Wolfenbarger able to get to the inside, moves Patton to the top. Patton not rolling over here, keeps the outside momentum going. Looks like the bottom might be starting to wear out a little bit. This is Patton making things tough, and now you see Tackwell moving up. Grindell's moved up. And the top's starting to become viable back here further back. See where Kenny's running. He's running a little bit of a middle groove as he's caught the lap car of Cliff Mullins. Mullins technically right at the tail end of the lead lap at the moment, praying for a caution. Just barely hanging on to the lead lap is Cliff Mullins. Kenny gets to his inside. Jumping through all the battles going on. Kenny just kind of held up by Cliff Mullins. Can't really get around him. It's good news for Cliff as he tries desperately to stay on the lead lap and hope for a caution. Miles Jansen has the 81. Ryan File right on his back bumper. File now going a bit high on the number 9 car. Able to get the nose in there, but now has Kenny Frisbee and the 05 to deal with. Jansen trying to take the lead as Frisbee gets hung up in the lap cars. Makes a contact with the 05. You heard Kenny not too happy with the lapper. Ryan File battling Jansen now for the lead. Both of them get into the corner. Mullins just ahead of him. Miles going to try to get to the outside of the 37 car. Cliff doing everything he can to stay on the lead lap, as he knows his race is over if he gets lapped. File going to send it to the bottom, try to slide it up in front of Cliff. Cliff gives him a shot in the back bumper. Cliff's going to go around, and that's going to be the caution he needed, unfortunately. Unfortunately,
Are you fucking kidding me?
he was in the middle of it. Let's see what Lucas was so angry about.
Fucking sweet. I have no control over where my car goes, so if you're in my way, I'm sorry, I hate you.
I have front end damage to the lap car, which is great.
No, guys, that's alright. He's allowed to race like an asshole. He's fighting Finley back.
So I know the broadcast shows Cliff staying on the ground the entire time, but I swear to God I saw him above the catch that.
Hayden seeing shit. So Lucas was angry at the
How bad is my nose?
Jansen car?
The front left is a little crinkled.
Front left looks fine. The right front's
Really?
crinkled.
So I hit the dude with my front right.
I don't think he knows his left from right. Your right's a little crinkled.
Okay, thank you.
It's like your front left's a little crinkled. We're like, So Miles Jansen and Lucas Hoytsma made contact. And that's what Lucas was so angry about. On the radio, you see some damage to the right side of the number 97.
I should definitely get my spot that bullshit.
iRacing rules.
Were you the one in the middle of the track that hit me?
I'm the one that got smoked by the lap car while leading.
There's two of us.
Ryan File gets back on the loud pedal. Kenny Frisbee right there on the outside line. Brad Wilson trying to take advantage on the restart on the inside. Does a pretty good job there. Kenny will have to keep it powered up to try and keep those outside, and does. Blake Giglio, meanwhile, trying to get to the inside. Kenny goes straight to the outside wall on the 11. May bring out a caution. So far hasn't. See if he's able to get back around. Ryan File out in front. Blake Giglio, Brad Wilson now battle for seconds. Kenny Frisbee got the damage, and car is damaged. It's File and Wilson running the top lane now. Giglio back up to third in the back of the field. Hoytsma in fourth. Hayden Lawls back into the top five. Ashton Tackwell and Garrett Wolfenbarger, your top seven. And stay with the Shenandoah Shine battle. Blake Giglio trying to break into it. And you have Hoytsma and Hayden. A lot of the familiar faces up towards the front, just usually not on dirt. Like the 51 of Wilson riding the wall a little bit there. Kind of slowed him down. Blake Giglio down at the bottom trying to take advantage. Blake staying dedicated to that bottom. Doesn't want to just ride in line, so he's keeping the 16 nice and neat around the inside lane. Letting everyone else wear out the top and hoping it works out for him. There goes the 51 to the bottom. He's going to try to throw the slider on his teammate. Ryan's setting up for the crossover. Gets back to the inside and File back out in front after that slider. Blake's going to try and throw one in there. He's going to keep it around the bottom. 51 Wilson bounces it off the fence. Top three putting on a show for us here at Eldora in Rossburg, Ohio. Ryan File in the 81 continues to lead. Blake Giglio takes away that second spot. Now he's in position to try and start throwing some sliders. Lucas Hoyts from the 97 gets to the bottom. He's trying to clear Wilson. Oh, makes contact with Blake Giglio. Gets a little out of shape. That slows down Wilson. Allows Hayden Lowell into the fight. And that allows the top two to get away a little bit.
I thought I had a lot more for them than I did. That was stupid.
Brad Wilson has been collected. Let's see what happened to the 51. Heard 97 quickly on the radio. Oh, it came from that contact that we saw. The 51 broke a right front with that little minor contact between Hoytsma and the 51 of Brad Wilson. Take one more look at it.
Lineup was fucking. He drove to the front to try to get a spot back for a wreck we were in.
And then I dropped to the back. And rather than fiddle fucking around waiting for guys on pit lane, I just took the damn green.
Tough way for Wilson's night to end.
Sorry, guys. It's allowed. He's trying to fight Stanley Wet.
Can you key up?
I didn't see you do anything wrong, Cliff.
Appreciate it.
I mean, I said it on the broadcast, you are trying to fight for your race, stay on lead lap. You have every right to be there. They run you over, that's on them. The low dragway. What is the low dragway, Avid?
Hey, Brad, no sliding there. What was that, man?
Don't be a bitch like the Gooners. There's been quite a few of them lately, not just the Gooners.
Yeah, it was getting good there.
Field doubling up, just past halfway.
A lot better car control this week.
And green flag back out in the air. Ryan File, Blake Giglio. Ryan jumps to the lead, gets ahead of Giglio on the track surface, moves up the hill and blocks the 16's nose. 97, Lucas Weitzman trying to dig down the bottom. Nothing else he could really do because he started down there. To the bottom goes Blake Giglio, and Ryan File is going to slide it up the hill. See if Ryan can cut back under him on corner exit. He cannot. Blake Giglio to the point. Then Hayden Lowell, Damon Nagel, and Lucas Weitzman. Damon getting up into the top 5 now. And he's bouncing it off that wall, though. Got to be careful. He's broken the right front on the Trevor Project 86. That's what I was just worried about. You got to be careful riding the wall. Hopefully he keeps enough momentum in it to keep the green flag going. Blake out front now. Ryan File, Hayden Lowell. Hayden running that bottom lane. And once again, we have Blake Giglio and Hayden Lowell as the top 2 cars with 19 to go. Hayden said in the interview, there's no way he can get by Blake Giglio. We have one stopped on the inside down there. I think that was Damon trying to get it to the pit lane. He's still rolling, but it's going to bring out the caution. Unfortunate. He tried really hard not to bring it out. That is pit exit that he was trying to go into.
Come here.
And it's Blake Giglio and Hayden Lowell 1 and 2. You hear Hayden.
Yo, can you check if I have a spoiler, please?
Egging him on there.
Your car looks okay. It's not that bad.
Like every car still has a spoiler.
Okay. And don't worry, I'm not mad.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know idea you were there. I went to the bottom. I thought I was clear, and I came up, and I was not.
Oh, that's just dirt racing, man. I'm fine.
All right, so the 37 is 11 are working things out in chat. Good to see. Avid saying opposite of what the 16 had on his car last week, the Shineway. The opposite of the Shineway, what would that be? Doing things properly? Not wrecking teammates? I don't know. If you say the opposite of the Shineway, what's the first thing comes to mind?
Apologies, I couldn't find my tow button any time, so I tried to get out of the way.
There you go. I think it was a report from the 86. Bringing out the caution there. Just trying not to. And don't adjust your set. The 7 and the 81 do have the exact same paint scheme. You just say one of Goons and Shenandoah Shine, but otherwise they're twins. Let's turn them loose with 17 to go. You see Hayden and Blake are dooring each other right now. I think it is a short track. This ain't asphalt, boys. This is dirt. There goes the Silverado out of the way, and here we go. Blake's chosen top, gets back on the loud pedal, leaves Hayden Lowell behind. Hayden's going to have to throw it in there and try to get to the top before Lucas Weitzman can fill the gap. And Lucas is going to try to send it back down to the inside. He's going to try to throw the slider on Hayden. See if Hayden's ready for it. He's going to cut it back to the inside. They make it off to the corner side by side at the line. Hayden going to throw that slider right back at Lucas. See if Lucas is ready to cut back under as Hayden bounces it off the wall. They make a little contact. Lucas is going to now send a slider on Hayden. So much fun to watch. They're going 3, 4 wide. Why not 5 wide? Hayden going to absolutely send it here. See if Lucas is ready to cut back. Gets back to the inside. Meanwhile, you got Brad Pat and Ryan File, Miles Jansen absolutely having war back there for 4 spot. Ryan File now trying to get into the 56 and 97 battle for second as Blake Giglio just disappears. He's got a second on these guys now. Hayden's in the fence, as is Lucas. That just allows Blake to get away even further. Picks up an extra 3/10 as we watch these 5 cars battle for second. It's become one big battle here. Oof, things got really tight there coming out of third floor.
I didn't know there were 3 there.
Heard Pat say he didn't know there were 3. Well, they definitely were. Hayden into that second spot. Lucas following his tire tracks. Miles Jansen down there at the bottom trying to find anywhere to get grip. If you follow the leader, you're just going to follow the leader. So Jansen's trying to send a different line there. Patton getting to the inside of the 32 after Wolfenbarger hit the wall. It's really becoming a 6-car battle for second. They're all bunched up here together. Blake Giglio now almost 2 seconds out in front. We're going to stay with this. Oh! I believe that is
I'm in the wall.
Lucas Soiswa with no right front. Lucas's unfortunate string of not finishing here will
Holy
continue.
hell, what a battle, boys.
As the 5th caution waves, Lucas Soiswa breaking the car. Still has no right front. He's trying to keep it on lead lap, I think.
The best racer, man.
If he can get it back to the pits and get the fast repair, he might be able to keep going here. He's trying to get it to the pit lane as best he can. Shoot past everybody on the inside. Let's see if he can actually make this turn into the pit lane. It's going to be tough. Got to hit the brakes hard. Hayden's in the way, too. Hayden can't make the turn. Lucas makes it in there. It looks like Hayden. I didn't realize Hayden also had damage. Let's go back and see how the 56 ends up broken. I did not think Hayden had damage. He catches the ball right there as the caution comes out, and Hayden broke his own car all on his own. Running up in the top 3, trips over his own you-know-what, and Hayden Lull breaks his car on his own, has to come get a fast repair. He'll go to the back. And the bid for a double feature win tonight, not looking good for Hayden.
Bottom.
So what'd you say, Blake? Okay.
Blake choosing inside for the restart against Miles Jansen. We still got 13 cars on the lead lap, the last 2 of them being Lucas Hoyce and Hayden Lull. Very good drivers in the back of the field. Going to be desperate to make up some ground here. Pace truck heads to the pit lane, and here we go. Green flag back out on the air, 10 to go. Blake Giglio, Miles Jansen. Blake started from the bottom, goes straight to the top. Miles started at the top, goes straight to the bottom. Blake able to hold off Miles for now. Brad Wilson trying to take over third from the bottom. Ryan File, his teammate on the outside. And Wolfenbarger there as well. We got Shenandoah Shine third, fourth, and fifth. And we got about everybody tagging the outside wall right now with that right rear.
Where did you come from?
Blake Giglio, Miles Jansen, and Ryan File, Brad Wilson, Garrett Wolfenbarger, then Ashton Tackwell, Jeremy Clapper Newell, and Lucas Hoytsma is probably the one. Clapper's asking where did he come from. Lucas putting on a clinic back here, trying to move up from the 11th spot there. Blake starting to put a half second on Miles Jansen. Ryan File putting on pressure for second. The Shine drivers kind of spread out there, third, fourth, and fifth. And there's Ryan File putting that pressure on, got to the inside of Miles Jansen. Trying to take that second spot away. See if he throws the slider here and if Miles is ready for it. Miles is starting to cut back. The 81 doesn't want to go all the way to the wall, but Miles still gets to his inside. Miles not clear, can't throw the slider. Looks like Ryan File, as a result, will hang on to second for now. Miles drops back to third. Move back to, there is the teammates, the 51 and 32. Shenandoah Shine Corvettes doing battle. Lucas Hoyso has made his way up to 6th. Lucas is on a tear right now, as is Hayden. Hayden's up to 8th. Hayden trying to keep track with Hoytsman. We get our 6th caution.
Wow.
I can't tell if that was Gatlin down here or what. He's up in front of the 3 car there. Back in, comes around, gets up into the outside wall, spins it around. And let's see if someone drives by him to trigger the yellow. Well, I didn't see it. I'm guessing someone did.
So I'm completely content with P2.
4 laps to go. It's Giglio, File, Jansen, Wilson, Wolfenberger, and then Lucas. Should be a single file restart now that we're under 10 to go. Absolutely having a blast out here on the dirt. Wouldn't turn after the hit. Yeah, they break pretty easy, Gatlin. You hit anything, they don't want to run no more. They're really fun to race, apparently, but it seems if you touch anything, your race is over. Don't touch things. I'm surprised Ryan Files' car didn't break right there as he tapped the wall under caution. He's tempting fate. Miles giving the wiggles there on the old 9 car. Light's still on the pace trucks. We still got at least one more turn around on caution here. Let's have a quick chat with Cliff just because. Hi, Cliff.
What?
I just give you another opportunity to remind everybody you won the Daytona 500.
I won the Daytona 500 and I suck at dirt and I really wanted to wreck the 81.
Well, maybe you can get back out there and wreck the 81 another week.
No.
Just come in for that. That'd be hilarious. Alright, well, good luck in Xfinity a little bit.
Okay.
Cliff Mum's getting ready for Xfinity of Michigan here in a little bit. Figure we let him have a chat. Pace truck's heading off. Blake Giglio, Ryan File, Miles Jansen, your top 3. Miles gets to the inside of File on a restart. Able to get the nose down there. Ryan's going to slide it up the hill, and Blake's going to get away while they battle. See Gatlin Downey back out there in the 05. Hopefully he stays down and out of the way. Tracking through everybody here. Oh my gosh. I thought Miles was going to go for the wall there, and Brad Wilson was certainly not lifting. Lucas Hoyts around the bottom here. Miles had to lift a little bit coming out of the corner there. Costs him the spot on exit as Brad Wilson's able to get back around him each time. Miles runs that short way around, picks up the 3rd spot briefly, but then Wilson able to keep the car up there. Wilson takes it back. Now Miles goes to the top. Just a couple of laps left as Blake Giglio brings it off the final corner. Last lap, white flag in the air. Blake Giglio in the 16. Bounces it off the wall for good measure. He is well out in front, has things under control. He'll roll it through turns 3 and 4, and Blake Giglio will bring it off turn 4, pick up the win here in feature 2. Out of Eldora, Ryan File will get 2nd, Brad Wilson 3rd. Then Miles Jansen, Lucas Weitzel, Garrett Wolfenbarger, Ashton Tackwell, Hayden Law, and Nathan Lafayette, Scott Nelson, your top 10.
You know, come up here on the front stage. Come on, come ready.
There's a tire rolling down the track.
Top 3 to the waiting room. Thank you guys for a pretty decent race.
Pretty decent race, him says. Let's go track down Mr. Giglio. Giggles. Apparently someone scared of fireworks. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh man, let's go get Blake. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
Hey, give me 1 second.
1,000.
Yeah,
You
you
ready?
gotta get me down. Well, no, you gotta let me get to me.
I already synced you there, and then you drove away. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't up on the stand.
I know, hurry up. Trying to get a good visual of it. There you go, that'll work.
There. Alright. I'm out of the car now.
Alright, well congrats on picking up feature number 2 win there in the 16, and now you can at least have something to hang over Hayden. At least you beat him in this one.
Yeah, he's chop shit. I beat him pretty good there. He no speed in the 2nd feature. When it came down to talent, he just had none of it there in the slick. So, no, just kidding. That was a fun race. That really fit. I think I learned it. I think in the first one, and was able to apply. I didn't in the corners, even on the fresh in the start of this. I didn't go over 50% throttle in the corners, even on the tacky. I think that's the trick with here anyway, because you got to be so close to the wall. But if you give it gas, you just slap it. So, I mean, 18th to 1st, not bad. We'll take that. We'll move on here to Xfinity.
Yeah, good points tonight for you. Picking up a win in a second. Pretty good. And, yeah, like you said, moving on to Xfinity here in Michigan in a little bit. So hopefully we'll see you do a pretty good job out there on the asphalt as well. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for your victory here in Feature 2.
Yeah, obviously you for broadcasting, CC Racing, Loader Esports, M9 Performance. Obviously want to Goons again for doing this. You for broadcasting. Scott and Damon for putting this thing on. And, yeah, that was a good race. And like I said, we'll see what happens here in the Xfinity car.
10-4. We'll see you in Michigan in a little bit. Good luck.
Thanks.
That is the 16. Now we go check down the 81. We have a couple shiners to interview here. And what do you know? They're both in the waiting room for me, like good gentlemen should be. Ryan DG, got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, you're able to get the car up there into P2, and it was a pretty good night for you. How was it out there? Was it fun?
Yeah, pretty fun. Definitely could have done a little bit better in the first race, but you know, finished 11th, give me a little bit better starting position there for the second one. You know, I had a minor incident, taking a page out of Cletus McFarland's book. I think he zigged when he should have zagged. But you know, that's just lap car racing, I guess. And you know, I don't think. Hopefully, it doesn't bleed into next week, but we'll see what happens. I think next week it's Houston's, right? Never raced that track, so.
To be fair, we're not talking about the 37, right?
We may or may not be.
So I know a lot of people were yelling at lap cars, and then Cliff took it to heart when it seems like they were at the different lap car, not the 37.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I threw the slider on him. I'm watching it back right now. I threw the slider on him, and he just did not brake. You know, obviously, that's his prerogative if he wants to or not, but that kind of stacked up all the cars behind him and caused a big wreck. Obviously, I don't really care because it doesn't damage my car, but, you know, unfortunate for the guys behind me that they had to get involved in that. But, you know, I had a good race there with Jansen at the end. He was pretty quick.
10-4.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on the strong P2 run. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for your finish tonight.
Shine, you guys are putting this on. Bradley and Wolfie. Wolfie barely made it.
Barely, yeah.
But I mean, a P3 for Wolfie in his first race. He didn't have any practice. Honestly, really proud of him.
And he made it back to 6th in this one.
More of him. Yeah, that as well. And obviously, Brad made it back to 3rd. Spoiler. But, you know, just glad he could be here to race. Been trying to get him in here for a while.
10-4. Congrats on a strong run. Get on out of here, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bring in P3 finisher Brad Wilson. Brad DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you got to the podium, but you're still behind one of your teammates. How's it feel?
I'm just happy to get a podium. It seems very few and in between here in these dirt late models.
You kept the right front on it for the entire second feature. That had to feel pretty good.
What?
Most of the second feature?
All but one lap, yeah.
You kept it on there for, let's see, you still had one at the end of the race. We'll go with that.
Yep, and shout out to the pit crew guy that threw it on in a second as soon as the field flew by pit road, so we stayed on the lead lap.
Hell yeah. We stayed on the lead lap, got that right front fixed back up, and you still have one at the end. You're able to finish the race, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you got some Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for that P3 finish on the podium?
The Shine.co, K Designs, Schlo Vision, Mooncar, you for putting this on, everyone for showing up and racing. I mean, I might not be the best at these things, but it's a blast every time. Wolfie for showing up this time, kind of nice. He actually got 3rd, surprised the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest.
And came back to 2nd in the second one, so he did really good.
Well.
Hey, look, I'm the broadcaster. I get to spin things, okay?
All right, we'll give it to him.
All right, well, congrats on the strong runs here tonight. We go see an Xfinity tonight, or you taking the rest of the night off?
So, you know, we're going to do it.
All right, we'll see you over in Michigan in a little bit then. Have good luck over there, and we'll see you back here next week as well.
All right, thank you, sir.
Brad Wilson finishing 3rd in our second feature. Now that we have a little bit of time, let's run through our Feature 2 finishers. We don't really have time to do this for Feature 1. I apologize for those people that feel like they get shortchanged by not having their stuff said after Feature number 1, but that's just how it works. We don't have a lot of time between the two features. And Blake Giglio, Ryan File, Brad Wilson, Miles Jansen, and Lucas Hoyce for your top 5. Then Garrett Wolfenbarger, Ashton Tackwell, Hayden Null, Nathan Lafayette, and Scott Elson, your top 10 for feature 2. Ethan Evers, Jeremy Klepper Newell, Harry Grindell, Gatlin Downey, Noah McGilliard, Brad Patton, Damon Nagel, Kenny Frisbee, and Cliff Mullins round out your top 19. That was your 19 starters in feature number 2. Let's go ahead and pay the bills so we can get on over to Michigan here. Always a good time. And here we go. Wild Horse Broadcasting does our Monday night ARCA series. Goons obviously puts on this dirt series for you every Tuesday night. Always a good time. Then we move on to the Arc Music Xfinity series in a little bit over in Michigan. Should be fun tonight. Always a driver's favorite when we go to Michigan. 712 Brakes puts on our CTC Cup series with the next gens on Wednesday. Then we go to Low Drag, also with 712 Brakes, doing our Thursday night truck series. That's always a fantastic time. Make sure you get in on that. Fort Worth Screen Printing puts on our GT3 series. And man, have we had some fields in GT3 this season. Then we have Gold Eagle Syrup putting on our Super Speedway series where anybody can win at any time. And then Ethan Evers podcast doing our sidecar stuff on Sunday with the longer races all year long. Big C's Diecast, make sure you get over to the Discord to find out how you can get in on the free diecast giveaways. Don't even have to purchase anything to enter. And then CTC Race Network does our broadcasting on Wednesday. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thank you so much. We'll see you in a little bit over in Xfinity. Those of you on the YouTube, we stay live on Twitch this whole time, so you can come over there and hang out if you like to. That Discord, that Twitch is twitch.tv/DG Swiss. You can join our community on the Discord, the discord.gg/Sidewinder. And that is how you can become part of our community. We appreciate you watching tonight, and the YouTube will go back live with qualifying around 8:30 if you're staying over there. Thank you guys so very much, and we'll see you soon. Wrap things up over there on the YouTube. Get the music back going. Anybody have a video they want to check out here in